We are
Two girls.
on a fast track. Well, hello everyone. Hello, Lynn. How are you?
I'm so well. How are you, Marie?
I'm doing great. So we decided to put bright colors because outside it's gray.
It's snowing today.
Really? In Sudbury?
We're doing this on April 24th, and we
Yes.
woke up to snow. Seriously, Mother Nature,
Oh, she's
get
in her menopause, I think.
get your stuff together. Oh, I can
Yes.
relate to that. But I wish you'd give us a heat wave instead of a cold wave.
Yeah, it's raining and it's a little bit humid and cold here in Laval, Quebec. But definitely, we're going to spark up your day because we decided that we're going to put our podcast in the morning now.
Yes.
So starting with episode 18, we're recording actually 19, but starting with episode 18 is going to be in the morning. So we really wish to brighten your day, no matter what the weather looks outside. Just listen to us and get some tips and trick on how to manage any business you have. Today we have a very, very important topic because it happens to everybody.
Everyone.
It happens to me. It's actually happening to me. So I think I'm going to take the opportunity of you being such a wonderful coach, a business coach, to get through this. And we really hope it's going to help our viewers. Feel free to comment, ask any questions you want, and Lynn or I will be very happy to reply. So you just need to subscribe and click the bell for notification to make sure you don't miss any Two Girls on a Fast Track upcoming episodes. So Lynn, what is that important topic today?
That important topic is how to refocus your business. And what happens, we all, and I can say this confidently because we all experience a lull in our business. And sometimes we lose interest completely. Sometimes we just, for a few days or a few weeks, we just lose that momentum. And sometimes that momentum goes away and we just leave it all together and we don't do a thing about it. Today, it's about refocusing. And I want, if you leave with anything today, I want you to know this. You have a business that you have developed over time. You've learned about that business. You love the products. You love the services. You love all the things about the business. But sometimes you just get into a little bit of a valley where it's really hard to sometimes get out of it. That's what we want to talk about today. But most importantly, you have a business, you have an additional stream of income that you have developed. So honor that and appreciate the fact, whether you're making $100 a month, whether you're making $1,000 or $10,000 a month, doesn't matter. Honor and be grateful for the amount of money that you're making and for all the great things your business has given you.
Yeah, because of course it did brought some good things. Otherwise, you would have probably changed or not do that business anymore. And even if it's your full-time business, there are three important steps that we can do in order to refocus on our business. And that's the article I found today. Three simple but important steps. The first one is to review. At a basic level, review your business. Make sure you're still into that business. Make sure this is something you want to continue to do. Otherwise, you are wasting your time.
Yeah. And it's really important here to get back to your why.
Yeah.
Why did you start this business in the first place? And that why may be very different than it is now. So really understanding what that why looks like. And maybe back then it was financial freedom or some kind of a financial opportunity. And over the years, you've noticed, I'm not making the money that I thought I would, or it's just not doing it for me anymore. So revisit that why. Why is having a business important to you? And you may decide that may not be the business path for you anymore, but a review is going to give you some concrete reasons and affirmations of your decision. That's important to get clear on what you want.
Clarity is really important. Actually, it says in the article that review means checking in with yourself and your business to see what's been working over, let's say, the last year, or since the last time you did that review exercise. An example, what should be continued and what hasn't been working at all. So this is the type of reviewing you would like to do. And this is the main topic of our episode today. Step number 2, refocus. Refocus means taking time to revisit, thank you, your current set of business goal.
Yes.
Because if you have a business, it means you have a goal or some goals, and to check whether they are still your goals for the next 3 to 6 months and beyond. Because maybe your goal, you just said it, maybe your goal has changed, but your business direction hasn't quite caught up yet.
That's right. I think it's really important. You really want to get yourself on track. Every 4 months, every 3 months, I take part in a half-day coaching workshop that allows me to look at my goals for the quarter. Am I on track? Am I moving forward? Have I just stalled? Like, what does the quarter look like? And at the end of the year, I do my goals for the next year. Like, so in December, I'll be planning for the next year. But through the year, I'm going to be touching base, and I have my goals right here, my intention and my goal summaries right here in front of me from the last session. And, I can see every single day, am I on track? Am I working towards these goals? It keeps it in my unconscious mind. And even if I'm not purposely working toward it, it's incredible how things happen for my business that I didn't expect just because I put that intention out there. So there's a whole other reality working here.
It's powerful. And if I remember correctly, our very first episode was about having a game plan.
Yes.
And the third step in refocusing the business is replan. And they mean by that, looking ahead and deciding what you need to get done in the next 3 to 6 months or 12 months to be on course to reach your ultimate business goal. This is a very, very great article. I'm going to, like I do usually, put the link in the comment after the episode is out. They even talk about what if you don't have a strategic action plan in place yet, but I'll let the viewers read the article by themselves. It's really powerful when you write them down.
Oh my gosh, it really is. And there's been studies done that show that people who write out their goals are more likely to achieve them.
Yep.
And when you actually take it a step further and you review your goals every day, and it's just a review, right? Just to kind of bring it top of mind, you're even more likely to achieve them. And when you break them down, like when you talk about 3 to 6 months, what you want to do is break them down into bite-sized pieces, because a 6-month goal can be like, I can never do that. That's just like way big. But when you break them down into monthly, weekly, and daily goals, all of a sudden it becomes a little more like a bite-sized piece. I'm going to give you a really easy example. I spoke with somebody the other day who loves learning from reading, but can't seem to find the time to read. She's got lots of things going on. She's a mother of like 5 kiddos. She's working full time, and she just wants to be the best person she can be. And she's like, I don't know how I can, get this reading in. And she's not a reader. Like, reading isn't something she enjoys doing, even though she likes the benefit of it. I said, why don't you just set your timer for 5 minutes? Set your timer for 5. If you make 1 page, perfect. You read 1 page. If you read 5 pages in 5 minutes, so be it. Do you have 5 minutes? She says, well, sure. I could have it, while I'm drinking my coffee. I could get up 10 minutes earlier and spend 5 minutes and do that. So you when you want something badly enough, you figure it out. So setting a timer can be really helpful.
And putting an habit, just like you said, and you did the 75 hard, putting an habit in place takes time.
Yes.
So let's say you usually wake up at 6. Put your alarm to 5:45. Wake up, start the coffee, open the book.
Yes.
Take 5-10 minutes, read. Or if like me, I read a lot in French. In English, not articles or papers, okay, but a book, self involved book, whatever. I have problems keeping up and remember. So I'm better when I listen. So I'm going to listen to podcasts. BNI has tons of podcasts on business and tons different topics. Really, really awesome. So I would be better listening than reading in English for me. So there's tons of solutions out there.
And I'm also going to say that if you took 5 minutes every single day in 6 months, you're probably going to have a couple of books read.
Yep.
Like when you look at that 6-month goal, reading 2 books, and you look at it from where you are now, you're thinking, there's no way I'm going to read 2 books in 6 months. But 5 minutes a day. And then 5 minutes becomes maybe 5 pages.
Yep.
And then 5 pages becomes 10. In 75 hard, it was 10 pages a day, staying with the same book from beginning to end. Start a new book, beginning to end, 10 pages every single day. And wow, within 75 days, I've read 3 to 4 books.
Yep.
Like it's crazy. 75 days.
And you would have not expecting to do that. And I remember just before we started recording, we wanted to include in our topic today failure.
Yes.
Because when we lose the momentum, like you said at the beginning of the episode, we lose the momentum. We don't have as many customers as we thought we would. We think we fail.
Yeah.
I don't think that's right.
I agree.
I don't think that's right.
I think it's time to refocus failure.
Yeah.
Refocus failure. So what is failure really? Failure is a lot of times we didn't achieve the goal that we set out to do, right? And let's look at it from that perspective when we talk here. So you didn't achieve the goal you set out to do. You didn't achieve the $100,000 a year or the $20,000 a month or whatever it was that you didn't achieve that. Instead of, this doesn't work, I'm not doing this. What did you achieve?
Exactly.
What were some of the things that you did achieve? Maybe you're making $500 a month. Maybe you're making, maybe you have, 25, 40 new customers in your business, in the last couple of years. Maybe you've learned some skill, like focusing on what you have learned instead of focusing on what you don't have and what the failure is, right? Refocus failure to just mean I haven't achieved my goals yet.
That's a great trick because yes, and I am in the middle of refocusing my business right now because I have a full-time business. It takes a lot of time and energy. Yes, but I prefer my side business. So why am I not putting more energy there? It would make total sense for me to make that switch at some point to do what I love most, health, wellness, helping people with their health, and stuff like that, than doing my other full-time business. I mean, okay, I'm totally grateful for having all those income and customers, and it keeps me moving, active. Yeah. But I would definitely better do the switch, do my health and wellness business full-time, and maybe keep that other thing, as a plan B or a side gig, just to keep myself active. So I was thinking that I was failing for about a month. Mm-hmm. That's a long month.
And how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like I'm not good enough.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. And how motivated are you to do the work for your business when you're feeling pretty crappy?
Not
very motivated at all, because you start to find ways, you start to find reasons why. that you're not good enough, because that's what you're focusing on. And I'm going to say, instead of thinking that you failed, like I talked about the gratitude part of it, but there was a thought that I had when you were speaking, Marie. It was really about owning the fact that you're discouraged. It's okay to be discouraged, right? It's totally fine to own that. Now, instead of why, the power is in the question. Why am I failing my business? Why can't I get motivated? Why? Sometimes why takes us down a rabbit hole that's not helpful.
No.
How about instead, how can I re-energize my business? What do I need to do today to refocus?
And a friend of mine told me, actually, she's a personal trainer. And she said, motivation will not knock on your door.
No.
You need to wake up and do what you said you were going to do.
Exactly.
Then the motivation will come along, because it's going to work. Let's say if you do your exercise every morning, you're going to see some result. That's what's going to motivate you. And, Lynn, I love and I hate when you ask, what are you going to do about it?
What are you going to do about it?
What are you going to do? Because that's a powerful question. Yeah. Why am I hating it? Is because I never know what to answer. And every time you ask me, what are you going to do about it? I tend to be, okay, I need to think quick now. She's expecting an answer. So we are asking our viewers, if you are in the same position right now that we just talked about, what are you going to do about it? Let's answer that question in the comment. We look forward for that, definitely. And just before I read my quote, we're going to talk about our next episode, which will be number 20. We're going to revisit a little bit of what we talked about, and actually take some comments that people have sent us, either in the YouTube channel or through social media.
Privately, yep.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about what they are talking and what they are asking. So we're going to revisit a couple of topics in our next episode. Let us know if you prefer the morning time. We would like to know if you really prefer the morning time to watch and listen to our podcast. So, Lynn, are you ready for my quote?
Oh, ready for your quote. Yes.
It's from Mr. Henry Ford. Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. What do you think?
Oh, Henry Ford, could probably be like a poster child for failure.
Yes.
Like, so when you look at the Ford Motor Company and how far it's come, that was directly a result of, thousands of failures that Henry Ford had. And the fact that he just kept, I got to do this. I got to make this happen. I know he's just got a vision, or had a vision of what he needed to do. Yeah. So the great thing about failure, and I don't mind the word, so I'm going to say it.
Me neither.
The great thing about failure, not reaching your goals, that's what failure is to me. When you don't reach your goals, you get to try again with more intelligence.
Yeah.
You're not the same person who initially did not reach their goal, who initially failed. You're that much better and that much more and that much smarter. So that's what I take from that quote. What about you, Marie?
Well, I think that failure is important. And what you need to take from that is keep trying, do it differently. Yeah. And you know what? I just noticed right now, just before we end, I just noticed in my beautiful focus agenda, every week there's a quote. And I just noticed the quote here from Nelson Mandela. I never lose. Either I win, either I learn.
Yeah.
And it's right there, because I said, oh, that looks interesting.
Or you learn. And you learn. It's both. Yeah. Right? Yeah,
failure is never the end.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how we're going to end the topic today.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, Lynn, for those wonderful insights. And we are looking forward to your comment subscribe, click the bell, and we are going to see you next time.
Yay, where we celebrate.
Yes, have a great day, Lynn.
Bye-bye, you too, Marie.
We are
Two girls
on a fast track.